Good morning, everybody. I was just waiting for the music to finish off there. See, we've got 10 viewers already according to the stats. We've got Paul and Heidi Buberchi here with me, and then a couple of guys sitting next door just having their chat. They'll join us later. Um, Guys, this morning I'm going to continue the test flight of version 16b. And when Sasso is back, we're going to discuss one or two of these things. Good morning, Christer. Good morning, Captain Olaf. And juist goeiemôre as julle nog daar is. Welkom. So, guys, I'm not sure when Sasso is coming, but I'm going to quickly give you a bit of a rundown. I'm going to copy the change log in two pieces because there's just not enough room to post it in one go here on YouTube. So that's the first portion. And that's the second portion. Good morning, Bapino. Welcome, welcome. So I'm on the screen and I'm going to come back to it when Sasso comes back, because what is important is the one thing that we need to listen out for is the +100 call out. And in fact, I don't think we're going to hear that. We're going to hear approaching minimums. So I'm going to quickly tell you the difference between them. According to the FCOM, what happens is approach minimums call out should be played at 80 foot above minimums. Alright, so when you see that little green bug and that line on your primary flight display, 80 foot above that, you should hear the words approaching minimums, and you get that when you have +100 call out this set to no. If you have it set to yes, you will get the +100 call out at 100 foot above minimums. Alright, now we tested that one last night, it worked, but we had a bit of a confusion here amongst us as to whether this approaching minimums was actually at 80 foot above minimums because of Linda. And so I've removed her this morning. She's not in here. This is in fact pretty much a stock standard Zibo. There's no other modifications. I took out everything. It's a fresh install basically, just to make sure that when we test it, that we don't get any other third-party stuff, influencing it. So that's the one thing that we did after changing the setting. All right. So, good morning, Crescendo. Good morning, Andrew and SK Sun. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, guys. I'm just briefly chatting about the change log here. That is one setting we definitely have to change. All right. The other one that we tested last night, which seemed very successful, was obviously X-Rise. You guys should know by now that you can switch X-Rise on and off with this one button over here, and that, I mean, the whole function there is because of that's X-Rise. That's where you switch it on and off. So Zibo has fixed this false call out for flaps and other false call outs, and it seemed to work very well last night. Then I was telling Sasso earlier, we do now have control over the RNP. We can go to page 4 from the progress page, and we can actually set an RNP. Zibo and I tested that last night, and it worked very well as well. We went down to RNP 0.10 in the test flight, and you guys can, by the way, watch that test flight later on. It is here on the channel. It's just a video before this one. The other thing was the pack sound. I still don't have actual clarity because I haven't seen it or heard it actually, because it's a sound. But apparently some users reported there was a problem hearing the pack sound once you have your bleeds on, and the packs, that shh, that should come in. Anyway, it tested okay last night. Zibo didn't say no, it wasn't working, so sounds okay. And then the other thing that some users, and this is also interesting because it's not all the users, some users had a failure on the alignment here on the second IRS. That's also been fixed. So that's also in the notes there. What else is there? Okay, I have no idea what happened with the iNet reference button. Mine worked. All I can think of is that it was pointing to a different page. It wasn't going to the correct page, associated with the real version. So that's also been fixed. And there is also, good morning to you, sir.
Good
Let's see.
morning.
There you go. Sasso,
Yes.
I don't know when you came in and what you heard of this, all of the situations, but I can just quickly recap if you want.
It's 20 seconds ago, so I heard the last bit
All right, okay.
regarding the RMP.
All right, okay. So you know about the RNP, you know about the second IRS working now, you know about the XRAS thing that's fixed. Okay, the one thing that you might not have heard is this one. You are aware of two different call outs. There's a call out that says a plus 100, and the other one says approaching minimums.
Yeah.
Plus 100 is supposed to happen 100 foot above minimums. All right. So you get that by selecting this setting to yes, but if you want to hear approaching minimums, that's supposed to happen at 80 foot above minimums, then you have to set it to this setting. So this is the one we're going to test because last
Okay.
night last night we had Linda talking in between, and we were not sure exactly when we heard it. So we're going to leave it on no, and then we're going to listen for 80 foot above minimum, see if we hear approaching minimums.
Wonderful.
Right, the rest is it's all seems to be working. Linda's not here, we don't want any interference, and that's about the recap.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right, okay. I just want to get the puppy off my lap here. Go play there, and I can start setting up. Guys, and I'm sorry I'm a bit late. We were supposed to start at 800 Zulu, and it took me about an hour to get my explain running. It just didn't want to work. There's one little Lua script that continuously blocked me. I figured it out, fixed it, and we're all good to go now. So I do apologize for being a little bit late with the stream today.
In this case, you need to buy something from Barcelona to me.
All right, I'll buy you some nice vanilla ice cream with a chocolate flake. You know?
It's okay. It's okay. I accept it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Run to cockpit, Plaza knowledge, call me through the menu when you are ready.
Hello, Captain Pepka. Good morning.
Guys, the wheel's on board.
Good morning, Kiss. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, I'm online on Iveo, guys. If any of you want to come and join me, feel free, eh?
Bayrabi, have you solved the problem?
What problem did he have?
He was struggling with the IVO. He couldn't see some traffics in the airport.
I'm just reinstalling it now.
I see.
Okay.
Something weird happened. I don't know. The first time ever with IVAO altitude. I was online, but it couldn't read my the squawk number or the COM1 frequency.
Interesting. CLE. Presume it's that one.
What a beautiful morning, isn't it, Uncle Nico?
Oh yes. Oh, yes.
We are fresh.
You look fresh.
Why can we not put you there? Okay, well, it's a vector, then we'll keep the vector. Okay.
It is vector, not
Yeah.
vector.
Yeah, vector.
Yes. Dangerous fix.
Ah,
It could be misunderstandable.
yeah, gotcha.
By the way, have you seen in the virtual system of Iveo there is a 90 legs tour which is Dangerous Airport one?
I know, I know. Yeah, if you go to the World Tour page, there are plenty of nice tours there. I think we're gonna enjoy doing these tours, man. The way that you guys are hitting these new ones is crazy.
Yeah, I think you need to copy and paste that page, sir.
Yeah, we'll do them as they come. 61.8. Sorry, let me get that on screen for you guys. 61.8 and 67. Yeah, perfect. That could probably be the reason. I'll go check it out now and just make a note to query that. We can go check it just now. That might be a good thing for the bug tracker this morning. Alright, we're going to flight level 280. Best winds, believe it or not, is flight level 240, and I just don't feel like going down that low. So I just said, nah, you know what? We're going to stick to 280.
Mr. Nico, I have sent the Excel file to you. Please check it.
Excel file.
Yes.
What is in that Excel file?
Which is written Dangerous. Surprise.
Okay.
I made it for you. You need to buy something exactly from Barcelona.
Told you I'll buy you ice cream.
You need to something buy as well.
Christer, there's definitely a block on this vector deletion. Maybe if we go delete, then go and put them in. That one does not want to move up there. Okay. So zoom in for clarity. And a screenshot. Let us erase that. Right. I did, sir. I was in normal legs mode here in map view. It just doesn't want to. There's like a general lock on it. But okay, I hear what you're saying. Let's just take it one step further. Let's go to the legs page again. Okay, so there is a block on it. You see, I'm not in plan mode. I'm in map mode. So it's just point blank refusing. This might be anything. Sasso, where are you?
I'm here.
Tell me, are we not supposed to delete or remove that vector? Is there, what would the reason be, or is this a bug that we need to put in the tracker?
I'm pretty sure it's a bug, but you know,
Okay.
when you have these vector things, it's could be an IRAC problem, could be lots of things. So I'm gonna try myself.
Alright.
I'm just starting the sim. At least I can load something in the FMC.
Alright.
Is he Lima Echo Bravo Romeo 25, correct?
Hold on.
The arrival there.
This is Able 1 Whiskey. Or LB.
Okay.
LB 1 Whiskey, sorry.
LB1 whiskey.
LB
Okay.
1 Whiskey. Almost sounded dyslexic.
Actually, I'm pretty sure I had a couple of issues with the FMC going into Barcelona myself in the real one as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, believe or not.
It happens. It happens. I think a lot of flight simmers think that in the real world everything is perfect, you know, and they judge very harshly when it comes to the flight sim world. When,
Oh yeah, true. True what Krister says. I can try now, but I have version 15 as well, so I will try.
yeah, gotcha. They're obviously working on it. They obviously this is part of a work in progress. So I won't lose too much sleep over that one.
No, just go. Then remember that the airnav points are not really that. It's like the airnav point are stored as a waypoint. So if you have any problem with them, you need to delete the star for any reason. Then you can always put the airnav point on top, and it will work because the airnav point is loaded into the database of the FMC. So it's just a normal waypoint.
Yeah.
The only thing that you will miss at that time, if you do this, let's say, manual recover, then you need to force the restriction either in speed or altitude.
Okay, we're not going to go into that detail right now, eh? It's not really necessary.
No, it's
but
fine.
it's very interesting to hear the story. I'm not downplaying that side of things, but I want to get going.
When I was 3 years old, I learned telling something to other people, Mr. Nico,
What?
which is good morning. Whenever you say to people good morning, they are getting happier. Then I would like to say to all your participants good morning from Turkey.
Yeah, good morning. Okay.
Just as a reminder, we cannot leave again until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Right, though, I'm going to call the beta push back.
Run to cockpit. Tower is driving up.
check and I'll call, thank you.
Thank you, Trish. Have a good flight.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Stove connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Harry, are you here? Are you gonna fly with? I see some traffic here. I'm just not sure if one of them would be you.
No, I think I'll be too late for the catch up with you. So
Okay.
I'll just go and do my next leg on the rotor.
All right. Okay. No problem. Just needed to know.
Starting
Don't want to leave you, and then you say, "Why didn't you wait for me?"
No, I won't say that.
Okay. Cool.
By the way, his call sign is like always Tix 1HB Hotel Bravo.
Okay.
That way I don't forget my call sign.
Yeah. Got it. Got it.
Nico, same as well. His call sign is 001. It is impossible to forget.
Yeah.
Nico?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the vector, the vector point is actually vector. I double check on the charts. So the rule is Bravo Lima 427, and then ATC will give you vectors. And he says remain on track at 065 unless you are cleared to intercept the ILS. That's for sequencing.
Okay.
To avoid that problem, what I did, I just type in the scratchpad Bravo Lima 423, which is the next waypoint, and put it manually over vector, and it worked on the version 15. So I don't know if it's working there as well.
Not on 16. No. No. What you've
No, you
this?
have to manually write it,
Oh.
not just line select, but manually write Bravo Lima 423 and then force it over vector.
Well, we can try just now. It's blocking me.
Set parking brake.
Doesn't like it, I suppose.
Connecting tower.
Yeah,
Standby.
I don't know. But it's definitely vector, so it's basically remain on 065 until ATC will clear you.
Gotcha. Oh, this looks pretty. Lovely little aircraft. Hello, little aircraft. Right. I think I've got everything. It feels so weird not to have Linda now. I've grown so used to her. Man. Weird.
Stove is
I think I've got
disconnected
it.
and bypass pin has been
You
removed.
feel lonely now.
Out of the left. We see See you
Yeah.
next time and have a safe flight.
Hello, Bjorn. Good morning. Thank you, Pepka. That is amazing to know that you guys will keep me company. Hey, Dominique.
Good morning.
Right, there's that, and the other, and I think we're ready to go. Let's do our send. Dominic, this is a test flight with 16B, and we're trying to listen for a specific call out called approach minimums or approaching minimums that needs to happen at 80 foot above your minimums. And last night it was just too messed up with all the voices and sounds happening. So we're gonna give it a bash now without her, see if we can hear it at the right place. We thought we did, and then we started second guessing ourselves, you know. So thought maybe it's best to just use a raw default Zibo. Apart from my livery and the X camera file, there's nothing non-Zibo in this folder, in this whole installation. Everything is stock standard. And the bot is alive. Dominique, sorry for the late reply. I'm talking to quite a few guys at once here behind the scenes as well. Yes, the training is 1500 Zulu, and if you want to join us, just pop into Discord. It will all happen on Discord. I'm not going to broadcast that. It won't go out on a stream. The guys are new, and we don't want to intimidate them, you know, thinking that, you know, it's going to go on a live stream for the whole world to see and all. So we're going to take them and just assist them to the best of our abilities in a private environment. Tomorrow's flight, when we do the second part, tomorrow's flight, we're going to broadcast that. I'm going to do a stream on that. Will also be 1500 Zulu, not the actual training. You know what? I never started my A cars. I'm glad you mentioned that. I forgot to start my A cars. Hold on. Yeah, I never started the A cars. This morning with all the hassle to start X-Plane up, I never bothered to restart that thing. Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah, Dominic, it's not. Some people are scared, some people don't have confidence. There's a whole mixture of feelings and emotions, you know, and a lot of guys don't want to make fools of themselves, which I'm one of them. I don't like making a fool of myself. I've come to laugh at myself when I make a fool of myself now on stream and all, but it's a daunting thing for some people. And I know that was one of my big fears always. You know, you don't want to make a fool of myself. So anyway, we're going to give the guys a fair chance, you know, in a very safe environment to see if it is for them, if it's something they really want to, you know, get involved with or not, and then we'll see how many guys remain for tomorrow and the next day and the after. And hello, Chris. Good morning. 16Bs, well, 16 as such will probably, but there's no guarantee, so don't hold us to it. Will probably be released tomorrow. I still need to finish my test flights, and then the two real pilots need to do their report, and then Zibo will release it if he's happy. This is a long taxi, mate. I was talking so much, I almost thought I taxied wrong, and I said, no, we're on our way. We're still correct. Right, so let's do this. Flaps correct. And Chris, it's fixed. In my version, X-Raz is fixed.
Approaching 17 right.
Chris, if you scroll up to the top in the chat here in the video, on your right side there of the screen, you'll see the change log. Also in Skymatix chat, you will see that
on runway 17
the
right.
change log
Flaps,
is in Skymatix
flaps.
chat, and there is a failure. That shouldn't happen. It is on flaps 5. Alright, so that's a note to be made. Alright, so anyway, for you guys having the problem, if you want to just switch it off, that's all you do. That's the switch for it. And the moment you see in-op, it's in-op. It's just not going to work. So all you need to know. Just switch it off. When you're ready, switch it back on. Yeah, I can't toga because of this guy in front of me. I don't see any broadcast of him, but he obviously snuck on the runway there, so let him just get out of our way and then we'll go.
On runway 17 right. On runway 17 right.
Okay, while I am here, let me just put my parking brake on and quickly start my cars. I can log this for the VA. we go. I'm logged in now. Right, I don't see this person on what's his name anymore, so let's go on TCAS. Toga. Oh, you know what? I'm just thinking out loud. I better check that that one setting we switched off for Linda is actually now on again. Command A. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Got the timer.
Positive.
Yes, there we go. Now we set, so let's quickly save that. Yeah, we can do that. Let me show you. I take screenshots. At this point in time, this seems to be with version 6 the best selection that I have for my system. Okay, if I take the clouds more than that, then I run into FPS problems. with a few other versions, I was literally able to put it full to the right, but you know, the upgrades have caused me to bring it back slightly. In actual fact, you know what, now that I do this, I think Jordan said that I can put everything on at the same time. Why don't we try that? So let's put them in order. Okay, so that's the first one, that's the second one, there's that one. Oi, I don't know, drag it out of place. I don't know, can you guys see that? Let's put it somewhere there. Right, so there you go. That's it, that's how I've got it. When I had problems with the FPS, I used the fast clouds. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. That really looked very nice. And then the other one that I tend to forget is this real world connector. Every time you update this thing, you have to set this correctly as well. So don't forget that if you own the real world connector, you have to set this thing every time after an update.
Are we there yet?
Almost.
Now that we are not flying that much, as soon as we reach the top of climb, we said, now what we do?
Yeah.
Top of descent. We are not used to fly it anymore.
Yeah. Dominic, yes, it is live weather. I'm using Active Sky with live weather. That's a good question. In the beginning, when I started to stream, there was an Australian lady that followed me very, very diligently. And one day she just stopped. I have no idea what happened there. In terms of real world pilots, there has been contact, you know, from female pilots, but I'm not sure if we actually have any female members.
Final.
Okay, please don't leave spare parts on the runway. Land safely.
Roger. I'm going to land with butter landing, sir. Oh, come on, there is an airplane in the airport right now, in the runway. He is waiting. Very, very good.
Dominic, if I look at the clouds that we see here and I look at what is depicted in active sky and the meter of what's happening below here, you are 100% correct. It's definitely happening below us, but not where we're at.
Hakan,
Hakan, Sasa's looking for you.
no, it's sterile cockpit. Land, don't worry, land.
Morning, Safan. Safan, I was looking for you last night. I'm not sure if you are aware, but Jefferson actually gives a 25 megabyte or so. It's a fairly large PDF file with all your briefings and stuff and explanations of charts. So if you Google Jefferson charts basic guide, I think was what I googled. You'll be surprised what you found. And after you asked me last night, I thought about that in terms of studying these things, learning them.
Yes, Mr. Sasso, I'm listening you.
Did you use the airnav things on that approach?
Yes, I have.
With VNAV path, as I told you.
Yes.
So it worked?
Yes, it was working.
Perfect, okay.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah, that's very valuable. Safan, go have a look. Very, very valuable. That piece of PDF. Anyway, Sasso is here, so if you want to ask him a specific question, feel free. He's not going to be here the whole flight, he said, but while he is here, if he doesn't mind, please ask.
Absolutely, I'm here.
All right. Well, now the user says he'll be back in a short while.
Okay.
You might miss each other, but it's okay. That is Sasso. Pilot Sasso. There, I've typed it for you. Good morning, John Redmond. All good, sir. How are you doing? Sasha, are you reading the questions or must I read it for you?
Oh, I'm here. I'm just reading now.
Dominic, Uncle John is in the room above us. Him and Kevin are having a discussion. I told them they're welcome to join us, but they're obviously talking with each other next door. He seems to be okay. After the big scare of the vaccine and everything, it's all good now.
So I got a question, Nico.
Yes.
The answer is aviation is quite dynamic in terms of words. Probably that's if you and all of us like aviation, that's one of the points. We like a dynamic life. But the point is, it's difficult to answer your question. I mean, technically, until before COVID, I would have said without thinking for a cadet program if it's a good company. And so you do everything already inside the company, or at least let's say with a kind of supervision by the company, because they will send you to proper flight academy where they have kind of agreement for sure. So I would have said go there, do the flight academy, which has an agreement with some airline companies, so you can do the cadet program, and then that will be your route. Nowadays, the problem is that technically, I have a friend of mine, unfortunately, that started the cadet program before COVID, in one flight academy under the supervision of one company. And the problem is that if that company has problem and for any reason they stop and decide not to hire you, then your license could not be moved into another company, because maybe all your training has been done with the SOP, with procedure, with the special procedure for that particular company. So nowadays, unless the company is very strong in terms of economy, in terms of life, I would suggest do the standard ATPL, like the free one, the frozen ATPL as it was in the old days, and then at least you have the door open with technically all the companies. I know it will be a little bit more difficult in terms of building hours and stuff like that, or even pay the founding for the course. But on the other side, if that particular company has problem, at least you are not let's say you are not limited to only one company. That's my advice.
That's good advice. Very good advice. Don't limit yourself unless you
Yeah,
have no choice.
absolutely. And then I saw there another question, Nico, by William. Good morning to you. uh, do pilots often or ever use single engine taxi? It's really a company specific question. Boeing says that technically we can do the single engine taxi, but my company, for example, doesn't suggest in terms of it's not compulsory to do it. If you want, if you can, yeah, do it. Otherwise, technically, the aim is to shut the engine joining the stand or even a little bit earlier. But remember that Boeing says that instead of doing the single engine taxi and maybe you have a short taxi so you don't cool the engine, it's very, very important after the landing. You can see many pilots, as soon as they do the touchdown and they cancel the reverse, they start the time, because it's very important to respect the cool down time for the engine, which is 3 minutes. Okay, so instead of doing the single engine taxi in terms of priority, I would say respect the 3 minutes before going to do a full shutdown. So that's the plan. And that's also what my company suggests. Try to do the single engine, of course, but if you have a short taxi, go first for the cool down time.
Chris, I had it on stream as well. So my best suggestion is do your settings, shut explain down, and then just fire it up to start flying. Don't do everything in one go. Don't try and do everything in one go.
Yeah, Nico, sorry, I saw the other answer from Safan Patel.
Go.
Yes, actually, I know a bit of that school because I have been around Luton for a year and a half, and also I was working before in a pilot shop. So anyway, I know that the school there in the west side of London, they have good contact with companies. So definitely, I will suggest stick with them. And the thing is, don't limit yourself. So in that case, you will have the classic frozen ATPL, but then at least when you finish in 2 or 3 years, you are not limited to a single company. The fly school can always help you to have to recommend you with the company itself, with the branch of company they are working with, but at least you are not limited to only one. So yeah, that's my suggestion.
morning, Nico. I posted you.
Okay, if you want to post introduction to Jefferson. Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes, I would recommend the degree. I'm actually doing the degree myself, started a couple of weeks ago. So I'm doing a degree myself, even if I'm, flying and I'm into a company that I don't want to say anything, but technically has no problem in terms of economy and solidity. But still, I will do a degree also because now, we are like in a downside, on the downside of the curve for the aviation world, as it was back in 2009, 2010. But then, for sure, every curve will start again to rise. And then when you rise again, there will be, lots of positioning, lots of application, lots of places to go in terms of job place. So you want to be ready for that. And maybe some companies, I don't want to say old companies, but some companies, we may put this degree compulsory to become a captain. So it's definitely something to have if you can.
I agree. Good morning, Jono. Jono, it's a tough time, but like as I said, the curve will turn at some point in time. It has to. You guys are welcome to ask questions. You mustn't be shy,
Definitely.
guys. We all a big family here. You must jump in, ask your questions. If it's not related or relevant, we'll tell you if it becomes a problem. But until then, you've got free reign to ask your questions, guys. Okay, I think I'm done. I think I've set up everything. So I'm ready for the descent already, and we are 93 nauticals from descent.
Yes, Jono. The degree I'm doing at the moment is with a university, and I'm doing a full distance learning course, so with live lessons on Zoom. So yeah, the degree itself can be done everywhere. Of course, we are talking about university degree. Don't misunderstand with the aviation license, of course. There are some fly school I heard that they are doing the lessons, not the practical one, but the theory lesson in distance learning. But that's fine. I mean, that's okay. But in terms of degree, so in terms of university, yeah, there are a lot of them now convert into distance learning because they discovered the wonderful power, the powerful things of distance learning.
What's your major, sir?
What? Sorry,
What's your major from the university?
you mean the
I mean,
subject, the
yeah.
general? The degree is gonna be in international business within aviation studies.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
So Nico, going back to the RMP things that you said earlier,
Yeah.
there in the navigation display at the moment we can see the required RMP and the required navigation performance and the actual navigation performance.
Yeah, I
Now
hope it
that
doesn't bomb.
things,
Sorry, I shouldn't fiddle, but yes, go ahead. So sorry.
yeah, that will change I don't know if you selected the air nav arrival or the ILS.
ILS.
Oh, okay. But technically, if you go and select the air nav arrival, then that will change into 0.3 automatically with the VNav
Yeah.
feature.
What we can do on another stream when we both have more time is we can go play with that and show the guys.
Definitely. Also to show them the double possibility to do the AirNav approach with the EN system or without the EN system,
Yeah,
or even the VOR approach or the
for sure.
NDB approach.
For sure.
Should we try now, Nico, to play with that point, the Bravo Lima 423?
We can try.
So until Charlie Lima Echo is fine, and then the airnav bit start after Charlie Lima Echo.
We still can't override this thing. Charlie Lima. Okay, yeah, that's RNAV. That's where it starts, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. The airnav start at after Charlie Lima Echo.
I
exactly.
see. Yeah, probably
because you do the airnav transition for the approach.
Yeah. It's okay. We'll leave it as that. I'm not going to fiddle too much. My big concern is that call out at 80 feet above the minimum. So 80 feet on top of the 130 is going to be 210, where we need to hear that approaching minimums.
Yeah.
I need to also make a note here of the flaps on the runway. Flaps is not fixed. Flaps on the runway. My wife and daughter just arrived back home. That's why the Rottweilers are going crazy. Stuff, and that's what I tried. Remember, this is a beta test version. We had a whole discussion in the beginning of this video that you can go back to about where, why, what not, all these things. We tried various things. It seems that it's locked in this version. Yeah, no problem. Zibo said he's at work today, so he's not able to work on the mod, so he'll work on it again tomorrow.
Hello, Mr. Zibo.
Yeah, he's not with us unless he's sneaked in here that I don't know. No, he's at work.
Okay.
Yeah, he said he'll work on the mod again tomorrow. Alright, so we are 54 nautical miles. I see these clouds are a bit much for the frame rate. Also, it depends on where you look. Ora! Jono, I think the big one that everybody's holding breath for is CPDLC. This new FMC already caters for CPDLC. It's a question now of linking up with a provider that can actually utilize this. Can't really go into more detail than that. And then obviously it's about polishing the Zibo mod. Remember, the dream from day one was to make the most realistic 737-800, and there are a couple of things that are not 100% and that still needs a bit of work on. And then obviously as the real world model evolves, this thing needs to evolve as well. So quite a few things. Safa, no, I don't think there will be a Zibo mod. That's why we've got Linda from Jar Design. We all just use Linda. If you look on the Zibo forum, you will see there is a freeware model, a gentleman first officer that you can download. Now, that being open source might have the ability to eventually beat Linda, but it's far from it at this point in time. And it's a good idea, good plan. The guys just need to really make it work now. John, Iveo already provides it as well. It's just not integrated. Remember, we integrated the cell call. We're the first aircraft, the Zibo Mod, the first one to have the cell call panel and actually working on any network. So Iveo and the Zibo team worked very closely with this thing. And the next logical step in my mind would obviously then be, then they need to work closely, you know, with that thing as well. But I mean, I'm not at liberty to talk about things like that, not in public, and in fact I won't even in private, because you know things happen that's not really meant to be discussed. So anyway, leave that for that. It is a dream that we have. How exactly it's going to come to fruition, we'll have to see. Inside of Iveo, and like I said, it already supports the FS Labs in cockpit, but in Iveo, if you currently get a CPDLC message, just like in VATSIM, it's just going to sit here in your client. I mean, you're just going to get the message there. So if your aircraft that you are flying doesn't support it yet, you just go read it there, and the moment the aircraft then starts to support it, you obviously get it in the aircraft. Ex-first officer, yeah. There's a combination where you take this little man and then the plug-in that's made by another guy, and you combine those two. And if you combine those two, you can pretty much, if you have, you know, some programming skills, do magic. You know, but currently Linda does all of that for us in a more advanced level than that is able to do. So we'll see what happens in future. Good morning, Antonov. Nice to see you. Bright, big smile there on that emoji. I was just about to say we should be close to Girona, and there it is right in front of us. Okay, guys, I just need to ask a favor. When we get, I'd say below 5,000, that we just go into a sterile cockpit thing situation, that we don't miss the call out. speed. Make sure you're at the right speed for the right altitude. If you go too fast, you'll break the whole pattern completely. That's the best tip there is. Sasso, I don't know if you want to add something there. There's a question here. Any tips on how to properly execute the hold?
The tips is check the FMC. If you have to update the speed you're using, the speed you are maintaining into the old, and you have to update that into the old page in the FMC. So the autopilot and the system will know what radius you will use. Because of course, an old donut, 210 knots, is gonna have a certain dimension compared with an old donut 240 knots. So just update, stick with the speed, what we have, what you will maintain in the old.
Absolutely, Krister. Love that idea. I just got some sandwich and a cup of coffee, so I'm enjoying it as we speak. I see we have traffic there. Look, there's a blimp. almost there. Because gives me greater control over the situation, and we need to descend. Okay, so we were at 5,000 stuck and we need to descend to 2,300, so I just opt for that for best control and just go down. I suppose if you cycled it, yes, it would have given it to you. Because effectively the vectors breaks the chain. So if you go and you go to legs, not sure, there you see, now it takes it. Now we can go back to LNAV, VNAV situation. Nope, it's still, it's put the vectors back in there. Okay, so let's rather stick to what we have control over.
Thousand to go.
Ah, there we go. It's eventually allowed us to do this, so now we can go back to LNAV, VNAV. Exactly, Francois, exactly. Especially when you fly with ATC and that guy gives you a command. It's happened to me a few times. You trust the automation and then it just bites you. All of a sudden it just doesn't do what you think it was supposed to do. Looks like we've got everything under control now. So at the right time everything worked out for us. Chris, I do. I do, but now that I've got my own VA, I split my time a little bit. My own VA obviously takes precedence, so tend to fly more, yeah. I was supposed to be on vectors, okay, and in the real world, the ATC would have given you vectors, so the chances of you coming back to LNAV, VNAV would have been very, very small, if even, which means that for the sake of the simulation, I tried to go back to LNAV, VNAV, which I eventually got right. I just had to choose the correct next waypoint to actually bring up a level. I initially chose the wrong one, so I had to just click on the right one to bring it up. But typically in the real world, I cannot see the ATC give you back to LNAV, VNAV. Once they've given you vectors, you're as good as gold. I mean, we're on the ILS basically, and I can actually broadcast that we're on approach. And in 5 miles, we'll say we're on final, you know, so yeah. Every situation is going to be different, eh? So you got to just suss it out when you get there. But I see our temperature is still warm enough. We don't need anti-icing because we're smack in the middle of these clouds now. Francois, again, every situation is different. In this case, I wasn't pressed, so I used level change. And I did some speed intervention there as well with the level change. On vertical speed, sometimes that thing can also run away from you. So it all depends on the situation. Alright, we're getting there. Yeah, it doesn't work on YouTube, guys, this prediction. The prediction only works, unfortunately, on Twitch. Yeah, I see you predicted 128, Hakan. Hello, some aviation. That guy better move it, move it.
Have a good landing, Mr. Nico.
Thank you. I'll try my best.
When are we expecting the call out?
Yeah, the call out will be at 210 foot. It's supposed to be. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go.
Out.
Yeah, call out is approaching minimums. Hakan, we need to go to silence now so we can all concentrate and listen to that thing, that it comes at the right time.
Just I wanted to ask the same question to you. When are you going to stabilize?
Yeah. Just FYI, there's a wind shear warning just on that side there, somewhere there. Big one. Okay. So 210 feet, guys.
4,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Approaching 2-5 right.
Approaching minimums.
There you go.
100. Minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Seemed good to me. Not here, no, Chris, no with those.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Barcelona.
Ah, 107 foot per minute, exact. Exact. 107 foot per minute touchdown. There you go, Hakan. You won the privilege to buy the coffee today.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'll give you your ice cream if you give me your coffee.
You are always expecting something. It is not fair, sir.
I'm an Afrikaner. I always want something.
I see that people. Today I'm gonna fly 4,000 miles.
Well, you must enjoy that. Chris, to answer you, no, I don't think there's any penalty for that. Yeah. Okay, on the blocks, we made it. Gents, we made it. Shutdown procedure.
Nice.
Let's wait, let's see.
Sasso, did you see how he is talented?
What I saw, sorry?
Nico's landing.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, exactly. He learned something from me.
I learn as well from you, Aken.
Yeah.
Right, I'm off the network, guys. I just want to quickly log everything, and then I want to watch a silly replay quickly. See if I landed good enough, well enough. Chris, I just realized I didn't even have the software installed, the actual scenery. This is all default. Thank you, Olaf. Enjoy.
Don't forget to register yourself to Skymatix Virtual Airlines. You can find the related information below the video. Am I right?
Yeah. Or we can ask the bot to give it to us. I hope it's still there. This bot's been acting up really badly, so we'll have to see if it gives it. There you go.
Smooth landing.
So there you go. I'm happy with that. The only thing that did fail was that flaps on the runway during departure. So that's a one-liner back to the boss. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I'm gonna log off now and stop this stream. You guys must have a good and awesome rest of your Saturday. For the guys coming to Discord later for the IVEO training, guys, you're welcome to come a bit early. We don't want to be late, so be 5 or 10 minutes early. Starting at 1500 Zulu, we're going to introduce you to the world of multiplayer and flying with ATC and all these wonderful things. So please don't be late, and let's make a nice afternoon of it for my side, and we'll talk then.
Yeah, I will be there, Nico, this afternoon, 1500 Z.
Excellent, fantastic. Thank you, Sasso.
It's a pleasure.
What
Okay,
are you going to talk about, sir?
we're going to talk about IVEO, getting the new guys into flying multiplayer, and then showing them practically how to do it and all these things. And then tomorrow we're going to do the big flight, remember? Then we take all these newbies and we put them in the air with ATC, and we let them fly from Vancouver to Calgary, I think we said.
What happened to your world tour flying, sir?
I'll catch up on that again, don't you worry. But we're not going to do World Tour today. Depending on how long the guys keep us busy, we'll probably not fly again today.
Okay,
Okay.
you did yesterday
Yes.
already. Therefore, there is no problem. You have completed your job.
Yep. All right. Well,
Bye bye.
Choose.